Hi everyone, I hope you're having a fabulous day today. It is 2:44, Thursday afternoon, 12th of December 2023. Beautiful day outside, completely sunny, hardly any clouds in the sky, but it's hot. Boy, oh boy, is it hot. My name is Esther and I love doing patterning. It's Zen Tangle, just patterns. Whatever patterns there are, I love doing them. And the finer, the easier. And I really enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it too. This is part 3. Yep, part 3. Did part 2 yesterday. Part 1 took 24 hours to upload, so I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong. But let's have a go today, and I hope it doesn't take that long to upload. But here we go. So we're doing this beautiful diary as a present. It's actually a journal. Well, there's a journal, the spotted pages, square planner, planning page, and these are months, so it can be used as a diary. So let's begin. Now you have to decide what we're going to do now. I think it's turned out beautiful so far, but now we're going to do the next line here. So I've decided to do some straight lines here. And I'll just begin, so just straight lines. It's going to be a little bit different to what I've been doing in the past, but you just have to try things as they come along. Actually, I have done this, and I think I'll make these a bit more narrow, and then I'll show you how that turns. I think it'll turn out nice. I've got these little bumps on here. I might grab my ruler and do lines here. So I'm just going to make these a little bit more narrow. Do two there. They don't have to be equal, just as you feel. I've been trying to figure out where I got this ruler from. I think one of my kids were in a class R4 once and brought this home. I've had it for a very long time, but I haven't been able to figure out, pardon me, where I got a ruler like this. Rather nice. I like a smaller ruler, about that long, but anyway, make do with what you have. What we're going to do is, this gives quite a nice effect. So you just draw a line and then dots. So it's a line, dot, dot, dot. I'm going to change the pen that I'm using. I'm not entirely happy with how that is flowing. That might be a little bit better. Feels better already. My favourite pens. I've had to send the last lot back to Amazon because quite a few of them were dry. And I like that they go quite tiny. Of course, you can use a ruler if you wish when you do this, but it's not really necessary unless you feel unsteady in your hands. It's quite a nice fan effect. And then you just continue. If you can see. Just simply a line and 3 dots. Of course, you can do 2 dots or how many other dots you want. I've decided on 3. Now this, what I'm doing is very relaxing for the mind. So if you feel yourself a little bit anxious at times, just grab a pen and a piece of paper and try one of these. And if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do it. It's very easy, and the results are always good. Always. And they look gorgeous. And you just continue until you've filled up this area. And they don't have to match. Just as long as you get the general idea. I've been watching the Squid Game, the challenge. The show itself was good. I mean the TV series, but this is actually actual people who are playing, and it's nerve-wracking. But the prize, each person who's eliminated adds $10,000 to the kitty, which is now something like $3,800,000. So what people would do for that amount of money is unbelievable, really. but it is nerve-wracking for sure. You wonder, I mean, you don't know, you never know in a situation. You think, oh, if I was that person in that situation, I would have done this or that. But until that actually happens to you, you have absolutely no idea what you'll do. And these people are faced with eliminating a friend who's a threat to you, because it's either you or me. It's the situation that they've faced. Yeah, if you're faced with getting that much money, you'd eliminate who you could. The stakes are very high. And I do feel sorry for some of them because they're desperate for the money. And money can't buy you happiness, but it surely can give you a better life. Well, not a happier life, but if you don't want for anything, it's a little bit easier, I reckon. And it'll give a nice effect. Now what you can do is to give an even better effect. It's just do that. I've also been watching the new Fargo season. My God, that's a weird show. Love it, but geez, it's weird. That's me. John Hamm is in it. He's gorgeous. He's from Mad Men, if you'll remember. But and he's a crazy sheriff in this in Fargo. Well, everybody's crazy in Fargo. All a bit nuts. A nuts show, but it's a good show. Now, what might be nice? I don't know what to put there. But if we did that there, the opposite way, I think it would look brilliant. So let's do that. Just decided now. That's the thing with this. I just decide on the moment how I feel. Whoops. I wish the ruler was smaller, but anyway. I do have a smaller ruler, but it's vanished into thin air like a lot of things do in this house because I put them away. Never to be found again. Story of my life. Oh, thank you for the new subscribers and thank you so much for watching. I'm glad you're enjoying this. It's really fun doing this. At the moment I'm preparing Christmas presents. That's what these are. Just personalising Christmas presents. It takes ages to do this, so I'm sure that your loved ones would appreciate the fact that this takes a long time to do. And you've taken all that time for them, if you think about it that way. And then we're going to do the same as here, but it's going in the opposite direction. I'm going to have to decide what to do there. I'm undecided. But let's continue here. So it's just a line, 3 dots, or whatever you've decided on. Oh, don't rush. See what I just did? Don't rush. Don't rush. How's that looking? Looking super. Rather like that. I never know whether I'm speaking loud enough or not. Hope I am. And don't rush. And when I say that, I'm talking to myself, don't rush. Because when I rush, the lines are crooked. I'll go out of the line, that type of thing. It's amazing that I've got the patience to do this. When I was growing up, I had a sister, Evelyn, who was obsessed with paper dolls. And for those who don't know what paper dolls was, it was like a paper cut out of a lady or a man. You had to cut it out, and it was small, so some of them were only that big, the whole body. And then in magazines and things, then they would give you clothes for that to wear. Lots of clothes, dresses, shoes, handbags, hats, whatever the case may be. And you had to cut them out. So this is the doll, and you put the dress on, and then it had a little piece of paper there that you tilt round. So you're dressing your doll, your paper doll. And she had the patience for this. She had a big, great big box with so many dolls, and they had so many clothes. She used to play with paper dolls, and I, first of all, cutting out those tiny little figures and those clothes. I just couldn't do it. I just didn't have it. She did. Boxes of stuff, and used to play paper dolls. Funny how I remember that. I think I remember because all of a sudden I've got patience to do tiny stuff now. But when I was growing up, I didn't. Perhaps it's because I'm older. And from painting big pictures, I did a few smaller pictures, but mainly my works are big. Big lion, big elephant, big tiger. So from big paintings to this tiny little work, it's quite a difference for me, and I'm really enjoying it. I really am. Who would have thought? And if you're still watching this and doing this work with me, well, congratulations. It takes a bit of dedication, but your mind will be so relaxed. This is the only thing you think of, really. Well, not really. You do think of other things, but your mind has to slow down, because as soon as it rushes, you tend to make a mistake, and that's not what you want to do, because this is a permanent thing and you can't rub these out. I'm trying to reach up and see if my video is working properly. Yes, they're working perfectly. That has taken 22 minutes. Can you believe it? Now, when I'm finished this, I'm going to upload it through my iPad, not my phone. So we'll see if that improves matters. I hope so. 24 hours to download. Something is ridiculous. And I've checked everything. I've increased the speed of my whatever that's called, internet. I've deleted the other videos on my phone and my iPad. There's nothing holding it up. And I went from my internet connection and sat at my daughter's yesterday babysitting, and she's got the highest there is, and still didn't speed things up. So something's wrong somewhere, and I don't know what it is. Don't rush. Look at that. Curvy lines instead of straight lines. Come on, Esther. Get a grip. I was looking through YouTube, with the name Esther, and there's an old African lady, Esther, I can't remember her surname now, who paints houses in the African way, and it's so beautiful. And she was asked to paint a what was it? Not a Rolls Royce. It could have been a Rolls Royce. I don't know. So she was approached. She was living in a village in Africa. She was approached to paint a car. She said, "Yes, send me the car and I'll paint it." I said, "No, it doesn't work that way. We'll pay for you to come to us, and then you can paint the car." So they did, I must say, they showed taking the car apart, so the bumper would be a separate thing and she could sit and paint that. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that absolutely fantastic? Same as, reminds me of the Aboriginals here. I mean, they paint on anything with pieces of sticks dipped in paint. And they do the most beautiful paintings, mostly dot paintings. Everything they do is copyrighted. But I have done a couple of dot paintings myself. But it's only for myself. You can't copy their work. As I say before, it's copyrighted. But you can buy paintings, Aboriginal paintings, that cost a squillion dollars, really ridiculous price. But you give them a piece of wood, just a piece of bark off a tree, they'll paint it and it'll look beautiful. I've got to take your hat off to some people. They just are marvelous the way they create things. Probably one of the greatest gifts we've got is to be able to create something from nothing. And if you're following on and doing this yourself, you're creating something. All you've got a blank piece of paper, a black pen. You just do lines on a page, and away you go, and it looks beautiful. So do give it a try if you haven't. Get your kids to do it. They love it. I took a kids class teaching them this one day. They loved it. Don't rush. Looked after my beautiful little 3-year-old grandson yesterday. It's just an absolute joy. He wanted me to build him a cubby house. So I started dragging the chairs away from the dining room table. I thought that would be a nice cubby house underneath there. But he said, no. So what's wrong? He says, on my bed. So I had to make him a cubby house on his bed. Now, do you know how difficult that is? You've got a bed. Yes, it's got some shelves at the back. So I thought, how on earth? And then he drags a blanket over it. I thought, how on earth am I going to get the blanket high enough so that he can crawl underneath it? What I did was he had 2 little scooters in his room. So I put one scooter near the wall, the other scooter on the other side of the bed, and draped a blanket over it, and he thought this was just amazing. And he wanted to play hide and seek, so he says, all right, your turn. So I had to count, and he stayed under his covers on his bed, and I had to try and find him. He doesn't really have the concept of hiding at the moment. Because I was counting, same as he counts, 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, coming ready or not. So, and then I had to find him and pretend I didn't know where he was. And look in his bedroom, behind the door and under the bed, and looking here, looking there, and he's giggling away loud as, hiding on his bed in his cubby house that I've just built. It was so cute. And he says, all right, my turn, and starts counting 1, 2, and I know that he doesn't really count to 10. I have to rush out the door, bend down, try and hide somewhere, not giving much chance to hide at all. But over and over and over and over. But he's just a glorious child. A lot of fun. Don't rush. Oops, don't rush. And then, same as we did with that, do that. Don't rush. And they look lovely, guys. This needs a little bit more here. I'm not quite sure about that. Not at all. What would make... I think what I'm going to try... So the middle would be there. Let's try this. And then the decision from here, and I think because I went over the line here, I think I might fill this in black. So you see, when you're doing this and you just don't make a plan, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You open the page and you think, how does it feel today? What am I going to do today? You just decide on the day what you're going to do. And look at work you've done before, something you've seen on the internet, and just do what you feel like doing on the day. Much more relaxing. Of course, these are going to be filled in. What I might do is I'm going to round these edges off. It might look a bit better. Wow, how about that? Now we've done all our circles, and these are your background. You have to decide whether you're going to fill it in like that, or we're going to keep a background. And I think that we can keep a background. What I'll do is I'll just fix up these edges here. Don't rush. Don't rush. Because this one also needs to be thickened here. Isn't that lovely? This will make a nice present for someone. Don't you think so? I think it's turned out lovely. 40 minutes. I think it's beautiful. Let's fix this up here. What do you think, guys? I think that's lovely. And what I'll do is I'll thicken this outside line here. Better. I think that looks rather beautiful. Simple and beautiful. And then it's on to the next. Upload this one. And I'll start another one. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? any little edges that you've noticed that you haven't filled in, like little white marks anywhere. Just fix those up before you finish up. Just makes it a little bit more professional. And I think that makes a lovely, lovely present for somebody. Don't rush. Just what I'm doing now is just filling any little white spots that I may not have, fixing up the circles as well that aren't quite as nice as I would have hoped them to be. And that's what happens when you rush in the beginning and you've got to fix these all up. It's the bane of my life, rushing through. If you think about it, look, this is going to take hours, so I may as well take my time and complete things as I go. Like all these white spots could have been done when I was doing it, but I was speeding straight ahead, not listening to my own words. Just relax. I hope you're all enjoying this, and I hope you do it yourself because it's so fun, nice and relaxing. I know times can be tough, but this is such a simple project and it's so rewarding. And if I can do it, you can do it. Isn't that lovely? Some white pieces that I see around. And they look lovely. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. I have just noticed that this needs to be complete. And there we have it. Isn't that lovely? I'm glad you enjoyed it. And thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of the day. I'm going to do another one. My phone is recharging. And once that's done, I'll start another one. So this is number 3 of this project. 3 in the last. I thought it would go on and on and on, but I think we've come, I think that this is finished. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, fill in all of these, but we've got a foreground and we've got a background. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Everything of the best to you. And thanks for watching. And thanks to those new subscribers that I've got. Thank you so much. It gives me encouragement to continue, which I definitely will do. But I'm quite obsessed with this now. Quite so. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.